Back to work would be a bit tougher. Local governments around the country could be forced to make more cuts if personnel and services in that area. Now, as they continue to deal with tougher fiscal challenges, that's what they're facing. And some estimates say as many as 500,000 jobs could be lost the current and coming fiscal year. State and local governments around the country, they are one of the nation's most largest employers. So we'll have to see what happens. But in the meantime, you might be wondering, how are things going in Maryland? Many of you may be trying to get a job, so you might not know what's out there and how the economy is doing. So to talk about that, plus green jobs, Secretary of Jobs, the man who's in charge of business, Christian Johansson. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Well, my pleasure. All
right, so tell me, how's Maryland doing?
Well, Maryland has done better than the rest of the United States throughout this recession. And as we're coming out of this recession, we're also doing better. Over the last 6 months, we've added over 40,000 new jobs to our economy. That's twice the rate of growth in the rest of the nation. It's twice the rate of growth from our friends to the south in Virginia. And so obviously it's something that we're encouraged by.
Now, the story that we were just talking about before, like local governments cutting around the country, do you see that happening in Maryland? Can you project anything like that, or is that something that's just not known yet?
Well, it's something that we've been guarding against because we're one of 8 states now to have a AAA bond rating. And I think this is one of the big issues you're going to see throughout the country, the challenges to state and local governments. Now, we've taken some strong steps. We've cut over $5 billion over the course of these last several years in terms of hard choices. So Maryland's in a good position to grow. Some of our friends around the country have greater challenges.
Why would Maryland be doing better than other states? What is it? What are we doing right?
Well, the fact is that if you look at this recession, one of the most important things for how states did well was how well educated is your populace. We have a #1 public school system in the country, and we've held 4-year college tuition steady for the last 4 years, so it's easier to get access to higher education. If you didn't have a 4-year college degree, you were 2 to 4 times more likely to be unemployed. And since we've invested in it so heavily over the last several years, it's really paid off in this recession, and our unemployment rate has been 20 to 30% below the national average, depending on when you check.
Now, I asked you what we're doing right. Can you say what we're doing wrong, or where we need to improve?
Well, I mean, our biggest challenge is that our unemployment rate, even though it's gone down from 7.7 to 7.1% over the last few months, that's still too high. 7.1% is still too high. We still need to work harder at it. We have a lot of opportunities, especially if you look at green jobs, if you look at cybersecurity, where we're expected to add thousands and thousands of jobs, and where we've led the nation in job creation, if you look at sort of computer systems design and related services. And in biotech, which has been a strong performer, you know, companies like Emergent in Baltimore adding 140 jobs in the city. This is all things that are very positive for the city and for the state that we need to seize upon.
As far as green jobs go, do you think, I know that this is something that's available now, do you think that it's going to get even better?
Well, green jobs, if you look at historical performance, they've grown at 2.5 times the rate of growth of other jobs. So when we look at that and we look at Maryland's opportunities, we believe that if we lay out a vision that we can be a leader here. There's no reason why Germany was the leader for solar. Can you believe that, Germany?
Yeah.
But it's the leader for solar because they laid out a vision early on. Governor O'Malley's laid out a vision for this, and our Green Economy Task Force, which we unveiled a couple weeks ago, talks about how we intend to grow this economy by thousands of jobs in the green economy and the biggest opportunities. And go to ChooseMaryland.org, and it'll give you the full download on everything that we're doing on green.
All right, ChooseMaryland.org. So that's the website to go to. I appreciate you coming in. I know everyone's worried about their job lately, and there are a lot of people trying to get back to work. So thank you so much for coming in. And if you need more information on the screen, there's some information to jot down. If you missed it, we'll put this interview on our website. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, Jamie.
All right, Megan.